She took his hand and she led him along that golden beach. Higher and higher and higher they climbed.
Never fight unless you're sure you can win.
They watched the waves tumble over the sand.
All right. Or stand the rope.
She had all of the skin.
I get kicked out of La Quinta forever.
What do we do with poop?
What is freedom? Are we truly free?
What in the world?
In those Hollywood nights, in those Hollywood hills, she was looking so right in her diamonds and frills.
He stops
Sorry.
texting a lady or
He was trying to catch some more juicy stuff.
Come on, Mike.
Okay, here we go.
Hey.
Welcome to the Beautiful Losers Podcast. This is Zach Howard. This is Cole Watson. This is Chris Moody. And I'm TJ Nickerson. And
What'd you
we're
say?
having fun. I'm TJ Nickerson.
I'm TJ Nickerson.
I'm TJ
And this is the beautiful
Nickerson.
Losers. Down here to my right,
It's
Chris Moody.
me.
Dang.
What's up, Internet?
That joke went so well last week, he brought it back.
I had to do
Call
it again,
back.
and it might happen next week. Who knows?
Damn, dude.
He may just keep slam dunking on
Guys,
you with
before we
his
get
spot
started,
on.
I know,
impression.
dude. Before we get started, I was in a rush because I had to go on a secret mission so that this Beautiful Losers podcast could happen.
A true warrior.
I didn't. What? A true warrior. I had to,
A warrior spirit
I had to
continues.
scale Mount. What is it called? Podoriyama. Metaphorically to get this podcast going.
Podoriyama.
That's right. So I didn't get a chance to do my vocal warm-ups. If you'll bear with me, Internet, if you'll bear with me for a second. Sally sells seashores.
Dude, I really thought you were going to go straight into
Shit.
Gregorian chant.
I
Like,
fucked it up. Hold on. It's a process, dude. Sally sells seashells by the seashore because in this economy, Sally's not pretty enough to make her money by only being a
OnlyFans.
whore. Let's go.
Yeah, OnlyFans.
We're in now, baby. I feel like I can talk.
I saw a
Sally's
guy.
pig.
I saw a
going
guy.
after OnlyFans first fucking thing?
First thing, I saw a guy who's doing chant covers of like popular songs. Have you seen this guy? He's like
Chant?
a Mongolian fellow.
Oh,
And he's dressed like a Mongolian fella, and he was singing Linkin. He was singing Linkin Park, but like with the
with throat singing?
Damn.
singing.
Whoa.
It was great.
No, that sounds like it's something that would make me want to Chester myself.
It was pretty great.
Yeah, I think Sally, she probably dates those like metal detector dudes that come out to the beach.
Who?
Oh, Sally.
Sally?
From, the,
Sally.
from the poem.
Yeah, from the poem, yeah.
Has Sally always had blonde hair to you?
Sally's not. She's just taking no form in my mind.
She's never taken a form?
She's
Strawberry
amorphous. Sally's an amorphous being who peddles seashells.
Same with Peter. I don't have any visual for
Peter
him
Cotton
either.
Taylor.
Wait, do you
Peter
not
Piper.
see things
Yeah.
in your head? Like
Of course
when
I do.
You don't have imaging.
Of course I do.
Then how the fuck have you not
These people.
jerked off to Sally at least one time?
Ooh, sell me a seashell. Ooh, how about a little
Ooh,
extra
what does
tenor?
the shell look like when you put them together? Ooh, a clam.
It's
Ooh,
clam.
yes, I'm aroused.
What else will you do for money, Sally? You dirty bitch.
You're just inventing a Sally in your mind.
Mine looks like Sally Field.
Have you seen that? Yeah,
She's
exactly.
hot.
It's like that guy with the VR headset. That video where the guy's like building the perfect woman in VR.
That's not the video
Have
I
you
thought
seen
you were talking about.
Jarvis, make her 9 feet tall.
This giant lady thing that started to overtake all men.
It's that lady from Game of Thrones.
I thought you were about to bring up my favorite porn category where you get
stuck.
No, you get caught jerking off and they're like, "Ooh, let me help you."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's just like always been a nice
Oh,
fantasy. That'll
sure.
never happen in a million years. Maybe,
But if you break both of your wrists, it's
Yeah,
possible
call back.
that you can
Nice.
get hard as hell with both of your broken wrists and then convince your stepmom to jerk you off.
Yeah.
That is
I don't want to talk about my stepmother
I'm
like
not
that.
saying you have.
Mother.
That's not okay.
Yo, speaking of dumb shit people said on the internet this week,
Please,
I saw. I guess Sabrina Carpenter came out with a new song.
Oh, great.
And people, and I don't even really know who that is, but people are mad because apparently she used a slur.
Ooh, which one?
Would you like?
I'm back on her side.
Boy, howdy. I bet if you had all the guesses in the world, you couldn't guess what she said because it's not a slur. But people are mad and they're calling it a slur.
Did she say gypsy?
No.
Honky?
Dang, that was a good one.
I thought I had a pretty good one.
No.
Hold on.
I'm telling you, you're not going to get it. Because when I had to like go figure out what it was. And then when I found it, I was like, what?
I'm afraid to start guessing because I might say something.
Yeah, I wanted to say something bad. Everything that came to my head is bad.
I like to think that Zach is an expert on this topic. So
Yeah,
He really is.
I trust his judgment.
Yeah, so
my
what
slur
is-
instincts.
What's not a slur?
Slow.
No way.
Slow.
As
Calling
in,
someone slow.
as in the opposite of fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are mad that she calls someone slow. And they're like, that's a slur for people who have disabilities. And
not allowed to love slow
this is
people?
why we're all going to be Chinese in like 15
Yeah,
years.
soon as hell, dude.
Settle
We're gonna
down.
be Chinese.
You better learn Chinese, son, because when they come, it's either you turn, right, and you're giving them that sweet ass,
Right.
or
About face.
they're taking your
I mean,
head.
of
dog.
the people of every ethnicity to love your butthole,
You think the knees are not too bad?
I would say the Chinese would probably be the best pick.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Yeah, because
And this is stereotyping.
yeah,
This is what we're doing.
In case it gone over your
In
head.
case you couldn't figure it out, what we're doing right now
You're
is
saying
they got
worse
tiny
than
penises.
saying slow.
they got tiny penises.
That's what they say anyway.
that's the word on the street.
It's
But if they come and take over the country, I never stood on
Look,
that.
all they have to do is add more
They do.
huge
pixels.
They're
dicks.
growers,
They just
dude.
have
They're
to
growers.
add more pixels to the videos.
Huge dicks.
I saw a thing. A lady got arrested in, I believe, your home state of Michigan.
Michigan?
A Chinese
I missed
lady
again.
Uh-oh.
was arrested for trying to poison like a bunch of crops.
Yeah, fungus.
With fungus.
Man.
And she's
Dude, they're
like
trying
a
to-
Chinese spy.
Freaking
Yo.
The Last of Us.
The rest of us. Okay, well, I don't... Look, Brave Take, I don't care for that kind of behavior. Don't be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like it.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm more of a everybody chill kind of guy.
I love it when we catch a spy though. You know,
Catching
It's
a
like,
spy.
oh shit, we
but
got
it was a
him.
spy lady.
Spy. It's all with the Chinese. They always send over beautiful spy ladies
Yeah.
Oh,
to trick us, dude.
Just like Jennifer
don't tell me
Lawrence
that.
in that one show.
with like long flowing silk dresses.
And I'm going to tell you something, Cole. With
Don't-
your track
don't-
record...
don't-
Track record?
Yeah,
Don't.
you're
With
doing-
your track record of Asian ladies not liking you, as soon as one's like, "Oh, please, Cole," and
She's a spy.
I resisted. There were a couple L's in there, and I resisted. Oh, please, Cole, I love you so much. She's a spy.
She's
dude.
a spy.
So just keep your eyes open.
Well, I apologize for what's
They're gonna
about to
get
happen.
they're gonna get your secrets, bro. She'll be like, oh,
Stop doing this to me.
you're so handsome.
You're killing me right now.
Yeah, dude. As soon as she says you're handsome, you have to know.
Do they want access to your
How do you
water
do
meters?
podcast?
If she feigns any interest in our podcast, she's for sure a
Oh,
spy.
absolutely.
I don't know if you actually know what's going on in my
No.
real life right now, but this is too funny.
They're gonna ask for the helicopter secrets.
The last update I had was that Cole is having zero success with any Asian ladies on the apps. So unless there's been a new development, and again I resisted. The temptation is strong, baby.
I love Asian people. I have no.
Yeah, of course.
Plenty. I actually have a lot of Asian friends.
My face is actually
Okay.
getting hot right now because
Like,
there have been
hotter than-
developments.
hotter than egg drop soup, baby.
I'm telling you, Big Daddy, you're getting spied on.
You're
you need to be
spied
careful.
And they're
What
using,
do I have to hide?
They're using you to get to us.
The water meters.
Obviously-
it's about the water meters.
It's about the meters.
It could be
It's
about, the
the water
meters.
meters, dude.
As
They
soon
want
as
the
she's
water.
I'm
like,
trying to get to the meters.
as soon as she's like, next time you
Oh.
do a meter, will you put this capsule in one?
As soon as you give them access to water meters, it's gonna be like Batman, where that guy with the mask just
Exactly.
poisons the water supply.
Oh,
It
shit,
all goes to
Playboy.
shit, dude.
Exactly.
Is,
We're out of here. All have
But you guys
nightmares.
gotta
is that
understand.
Scarecrow guy?
It's Scarecrow. Yeah.
I'm gonna give the secrets up.
Yeah, you got to.
I know
so
you would.
fast.
I know you
Give 'em
would,
up.
It's
dude.
true.
Well, because I got none that are like any
It's a
good.
tale as old as time. Man.
It just got regular
It's
stuff.
just regular stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like the one time I jerked off in the church parking lot one
Yeah,
time.
regular
You know,
stuff.
those are kind of normal secrets.
That's what you got to do. As soon as she starts being like trying to steer it, you just keep being like, "Oh, one time I fucking jerked off at them." Whatever.
You
Just
you
dumb
JO'd
stuff.
in the church parking
Keep
lot?
hitting her with
I did.
nonsense
I did.
secrets,
I felt like I had a good reason.
and then make secrets up. That's the best.
Secrets. Fake secrets.
Fake
Lies.
Oh
Fakes.
yeah,
Like,
goose chase.
Like, what do you want to know? My
Now it's
Steam ID.
Spy versus spy.
How old were you when you JO'd in the parking lot? Stop trying to move past him jerking off in
Oh,
the
my
church
bad.
parking lot.
I'm trying not to get hard on our podcast.
13.
Oh.
Was it a non-denominational?
Yuck.
It was.
Okay, that's not bad.
But
then.
here's the thing. It was summertime.
Summertime.
Okay.
The
Just-
jerking's easy.
And there was just like so much beautiful women that I just
So
like.
much
I was just
beautiful
like,
women.
Yeah.
dude,
So many
these
beautiful
shorts
women.
are way too short and tight. These
Your
shirts are too low cut for these Christian eyes.
So you-
I must expel the poison right
Get it
away.
out of you.
You
So
were
I can.
jerking off to a group of people and not just one. That's awesome.
Women in general are so
I like
beautiful.
that.
Watching
I like that.
people
Watching
come out
people
at
of church.
9:00 service, and he's just like, "Oh God bless
Well,
you."
hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
I'm holding.
It
Hold
was
fast.
definitely before.
Edging.
So everyone was already inside.
Oh, you watched him go into church.
No, I left. I was like, this is an issue
I see.
because I am hard and can't be unhard right now. I have to make. I left my candy in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Like
And then
I gotta go.
I left my candy.
I'll be vulnerable. I mean, the church I grew up at, we met at an elementary school, and I jerked off in that elementary school.
As an elementary.
This is
school
the
kid?
kind of things that
Allegedly.
moves mountains.
I mean, I was at 12.
All right, cool.
All right, thank God.
Same age.
Yeah, I wasn't an adult. Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's been married most of his adult life. He doesn't need that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can go to an elementary school anytime I want and jerk off now that I'm an adult, you know?
I got a car.
It
Dude,
works.
this episode started out crazy.
that's-
I know how to talk to the cops now. Yeah.
You guys are embarrassing me
I don't mean
in front of
any
my
of
friends.
that.
in front of my friends.
I don't mean any of that. I don't mean any of that.
Yeah.
None of that. That's actually nasty stuff. I'll tell you.
Well, I have a confession.
All right.
I
Confess.
find you both repulsive.
Thank you.
You're all going to hell.
Disgusting. Dude.
guys want-
I relegated that type of behavior to my own shower.
Yeah, dude. Standing up over the toilet.
Now, did I look at a Mother Mary candle once? Maybe. I don't know.
Jerk off to Tyra Banks?
What?
That reminds me something very funny. I saw this Tinder profile weeks ago, and it was a black
African American.
Hurry up, dude.
trans
All right.
Nice.
woman, and the bio was, I could either be Tiger Woods for you or I could be Tyra Banks, whatever you want.
Oh wow.
And I think about that every day.
Wow.
Tyra Woods.
Tyra Woods.
Tyra, give me wood.
Hey.
Praise God.
Praise Allah, dude. What do you guys think about Vacation Bible School? Did you guys do
Hit
a
or
lot
miss.
of VBS growing up?
Hit or miss. I was there every year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Depends.
I feel like I went a lot.
Are we doing Survivor, or are we doing some beach theme? What are we doing?
I think the one that my son went to was Moses, some sort of Moses themed
Yeah.
VBS.
The Red Sea?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. He had a hard time with it, but it was hilarious. Every day-
Hilarious that he was struggling?
well, not hilarious that he was struggling. That made me sad.
Yeah.
That's good.
But when I talked to him about it, I came home, come home, and he would go to VBS, and then he would, he'd be there for like an hour or two, but then he would like spaz, and then they'd call Taylor, and Taylor would have to come get him. And so then I'd come home and be like, yo, dog, what'd you do today? And he's like, man, I had so much fun today. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, tell me about it. He's like, I went to VBS. I played with my friends. I painted. I got very sad and cried. Mom had to come get me.
Dude, that's the best.
I was like, hell yeah, dude.
That's the best.
And then I was like, are you gonna go back? And he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go back. And he went every day. And every day, after like an hour, Taylor had to go get him.
I was gonna say, did it get
I
a
love
little
that
bit
kind
longer?
of emotional
Nah, I don't think so.
vulnerability.
Because if you're like, all right, but just tomorrow, just like see how far you can keep it going. He was like, nah,
just like, nah.
He found the ripcord.
hours enough.
Literally that night, I was like, "So you're gonna go back?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, you're gonna be sad and make mom come get you?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, of course. He found the ripcord, dude.
That's so funny.
That's what kids do.
Fair enough.
Dude,
Fair
that's
enough.
so
Keep
cool.
it together.
I mean, it's like viciously shitting your pants to get out of something.
Yeah. Plus, I'm like, what are we doing sending our son to a Presbyterian VBS, dude? Send him somewhere good.
Yeah.
Send him like
with,
old school Baptist church.
Oh,
Where they can handle snakes.
Where
for
they
the
can
first,
ha- where they
my first snakes. Little Tyke's my first snake.
That's right. My first snake handling VBS.
Just
man.
fake snakes to train you for the real thing.
dude, as many churches as I've been to, and I've been to a fuck ton,
No
I have
snakes.
never seen any
I got
snake.
close.
You've been close to
I got
some
close.
handlers?
I went to a church with Eric. Shout out Eric. That do you guys know the I don't want to say their names, but there were two guys at the warehouse who were weird, very weird.
Sure.
And they went to a church, and that church was behind the fairgrounds.
Oh,
Coming?
Yeah.
just in the woods.
No, it was just like up on that hill. So if you go through that little cut through road behind the fairgrounds,
I know. Yeah, I'm very familiar.
there's like a little white church up on the
Yeah.
hill. So we played there one night, and allegedly, when that church does their like revival
Yeah.
or whatever, they go somewhere and they handle snakes. And I was like, whoa. And that one was weird. Yeah, there was definitely like a.
Did you find any snake skin laying around or anything like that?
No, it was just one of the first times, and I would have a lot of these moments throughout the years where I was like, yo, this is insane. Like, this is crazy.
See, I have a hard time believing that rumor because I went to a church that was rumored to do that.
Well, yeah. But I've been to your church too, and it wasn't nothing like this. No,
Nah.
they were like 11 people, and they all had dresses on, and
Right. This is like a building with
they
no
were screaming,
air
and-
conditioning
yeah.
and like
So like kind of like a midsummer vibe.
bare wood. Well, it's like the
was
Southern Baptist,
very Southern Baptist feeling.
midsummer,
Speak in tongues?
or Southern,
Yeah, there was a whole lot
Southern
of that.
charismatic Pentecostal situation.
Whew.
Yeah, and that was one of those times.
This is like a peek back in some strange time in a Paul Thomas Anderson movie or something, where it's like, all right, we got these outsiders in to play us some music, and after they leave, we're gonna
was-
handle the serpent.
Yeah, it was bizarre because I'll just bleep it. You guys know the
Yeah,
yeah, it was their church,
cool.
and
I don't know what I just said. Kurt.
Their dad was
Wait.
the pastor,
Well,
and they were crazy. Yeah, what was his brother's name? You do. You're friends with him.
Oh,
You're friends with him
I,
now.
I love yeah, dude.
Yeah,
shout out to those guys.
I
maybe,
love them,
sorta.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I can ask.
Yeah, figure out. Get
text
to the
them.
bottom of it, dude, because that's what the rumor was. So, and since you know
Yeah,
them, maybe
definitely
I'll
bleep those names out.
I'll definitely bleep them out for sure.
There has to be some around here, though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You can find snake handling still. But you don't have to go far. You just have to figure out.
What's funny is that statistically speaking, now there's got to be some of them that are stoked on it, that they put it on Facebook.
Dude,
Man, yeah,
Where
there
they-
has to be,
where they're
yeah.
like all
yo,
the girls that love the Ren Fair should love that.
But I
Right.
think it's against the law.
Yeah, I don't think you're
What?
supposed to just be handing
I don't
people
think
in
you
your
can
congregation
have. Well, I just don't think you can have venomous snakes like that.
venomous serpents.
Ooh.
It depends.
That is the
Like not without like proper licensing and stuff.
that's the cat.
Do you think there's like a progressive Pentecostal church that has switched over to rubber snakes at this point?
Like
People are just like, they're pretending to be fearful
Cruelty-free
of this
snake
thing,
handling.
Yeah, well, it's just a representation.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
that's right.
Yeah.
Even if they were alive, they wouldn't bite
They're
us.
like, ooh.
And even if they did, we'd be all right.
that little Jack in the Box where they just crank it and the snake pops out. And they're like, oh.
Dude, what's that '90s movie about witches? It came around this.
Practical magic.
No,
The
the
other one.
order.
Blair Witch.
no, it's the
Or
end.
with the craft.
The Craft,
The Craft.
dude. I want to rewatch that movie.
It's a good one. Farisa Balk.
Just 90s hot goth witch chicks. That's fun stuff.
Yeah.
The snake handling thing is so weird because it's such a like
It's-
anybody who's like into it now or doing it now, if you're out there, and you're handling.
Shout out.
It's just such a grift, right? Like, it's like the whole thing was like you could introduce yourself to a small amount of poison over a long period of time to develop an immunity to like rattlesnake poison.
Sure.
And then you would go to a town and then you would be like, look, these snakes can bite me and I can do whatever I want with these snakes.
Right.
I'm God, or I have some sort of magic powers. Give me your money.
Are you saying Moses did this?
No.
No, I'm saying like people in the 1900s did this.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Now Moses, he was
legit.
he threw that staff down and it turned up into a snake.
God,
Well,
Moses.
what were you
ruled.
saying? I mean, those guys. I mean, look, you hate a con man, you hate a grifter,
Yeah.
you hate a douche. That at least is a bunch of work. Whereas, like now, it'd be pretty easy to go get some vicious viper devenomed,
Yep.
and then just hold them up for a service, and like if they bite you, nothing happens.
And that's why we
and if
keep
they
you
don't
around,
bite
TJ, because that's way smarter. I didn't even consider to devenomize the snake. I was with Zach. I was like, yeah, just get immune to it.
Now,
Be a man.
what I am
Get them
very
glands
suspicious, yeah, but if you little bit of poison every day, that rule.
That's what I'm saying.
That's cool, guys.
It's a hell of a move.
Make a movie about that shit. But if you're just like some guy with one of those weird short sleeve
Dude,
white
maybe
Oxford
Oh, yeah.
shirts
Yeah.
who's preaching and sweating through his tits, and then like a black tie and weird thick rim glasses, and he's just like, these snakes have no power over me.
Do
Like,
you want to do that with me, Chris?
but really, they're
I would love that.
Dude, let's get
You guys go
immune
ahead.
to fucking venom.
Snake
Dude, I'm fired up about this idea. This is so cool. Dude,
Collectively as a group, we could become immune.
we just.
dude, can we please
Do you think
put our
one-
lives on the line?
one-
Do you think
specific
once a
kind
week
of
on the
venom.
pod is enough to be
No.
like, oh, we're just like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable.
We need to step it up just one notch and go like Anaconda 2 and just
Yeah.
throw ourselves in one of those anaconda breeding pits.
Oh,
Dude, I'll get Indian style
Terrifying.
immediately.
Yeah, I want to get swallowed by an anaconda.
oh, just ball
Mine
up
and
into
my
a
condom.
perfect
Yeah.
meatball.
Just-
yeah. Just want to find my way.
Just hope those snakes are Italian.
Just-
Now, the preacher to be very weary of is the preacher who you notice his serpents are defanged completely. Because you're around long enough, putting together sermons, how am I going to be effective? Those gummy snakes start looking pretty sexy. You're just like, I'm going to throw fuck one of these pythons.
no,
There's a video of a man actually fucking a snake.
I know, it's
We've
crazy,
seen it.
it's
dude.
Pentecostal
internet.
Catholicism gone
The
wrong.
internet is such a dangerous
Although
land.
I did get a cool,
so cool.
I did get a cool Instagram recently that was like, I forgot what the account's called, but it was their whole mission is to like de-OnlyFans thought your algorithm by just throwing up the videos that go the hardest, and it's always just like guys taking a piss skydiving or something cool.
Hell yeah,
It
dude.
rules.
That's sick.
Shout out to whatever that Instagram's
You
called.
don't want to be jumping out of the plane after that guy. That's
No.
crazy.
Have you seen the video of the guy doing like a flip into
was
the lake
hang
and he
gliding.
just shits?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And this is a totally
It's a
different.
power shit.
It's a fucking nuts. It's a bloopy shit. Is that his name? Bloopy?
Blippy, which I was just about to follow up on, guys. I have some
An
interesting
update?
follow up on Blippy. Well, just like life update with me and Blippy. just
You a flip dog?
My
just to
house
check
is
in.
over it. We're out.
Yeah, I told Taylor last night. I was like, no more new Blippy. I was like,
Whoa.
Put your foot
I'll
down.
take the shit Blippy guy. I fucking hate this new Blippy guy. I keep seeing him on Instagram, and I want to punch him. His whole thing on Instagram is like, I guess he has a girlfriend now, but for a while he was like, hashtag single moms of Instagram and stuff like that. Like he was like, when Blippy's also like a sex symbol, and then he would be like at Disney World, you know. What do they call that?
No, this guy rules.
No, this guy is gonna. They're gonna find
what
out.
a
They're gonna find out some
perfect
bad.
long con.
They're gonna find out some bad things
What
about
an
this guy.
awesome long con
Dude,
to
but, I
just be
mean-
like famous for children,
Yeah.
and then be
I
like,
don't want to be that.
I didn't.
Oh, famous two children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then leverage that
Yeah.
to get with
I was
their
gonna
mom.
say,
To, yeah, to
Yeah.
bang
say,
all the hot single moms.
Jimmy Savile's famous
Yeah,
four
It's the
children.
same thing as like getting immune to venom.
It is pretty
the
cool.
kind of work that he's putting into
I'm
that.
sure, yeah. If he's just the whole plan the whole time was to be like, I'm going to become a sex symbol to desperate single
Yeah.
moms.
Ripped Blippy.
I have to earn their children's trust.
But it's not even that.
I have to be in the house.
It's not even a long con. This guy's an actor, right? The long con was OG Blippy, who he got out the game. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
He got
game.
married and had a kid and was like, you know
Because
what?
he found his single mom queen.
No,
Got
he
the-
found a regular lady and had a regular kid, and then
Accepted
was
him.
like, I don't want to be I gotta put down the gape. I don't want to be Blippi anymore.
the gape.
So
And then-
he's done with child videos.
He doesn't do it anymore.
I don't like calling him that. I don't know what to call him.
YouTube for
Yeah,
kids.
Yeah. Children's
Easier way
entertainment.
to do it.
That's a better way.
Yeah, there you go.
He's done making children's entertainment
And there's
videos.
actually a lot of ways to say it that's better than that.
Edutainment children's videos.
Yep.
He's done with that.
He's moved on.
So you putting your foot down and saying no more of that was sort of made for you? That decision was made for you? You're like, just in case this motherfucker comes back and starts doing it again, we're out.
No. You're misunderstanding.
I am.
The old Blippi, who's the shit guy, the video I made you
Sure,
watch,
of course.
who built an entire empire of YouTube videos. That's how he became Blippi.
He's out.
He's out. He stepped away from the game. They have replaced that guy. They being Disney with an
Disney.
with an actor.
Oh.
Kind of like when Steve got replaced by
Gotcha.
Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
Blue's Clues stuff.
yeah.
Who plays Blippi, and that guy is a sex freak. And he's
Always
like,
is, dude.
he's like leveraging being Blippi to fuck ladies.
Oh,
yeah, I might be on his side. I don't know.
Dude, that's
Taylor's
what I'm
old as
saying.
time.
Depends on how
you
he's
haven't
acting.
seen what he looked like.
Yeah.
What he looks
Taylor's
like.
But
old
no,
as
don't
time.
show me. Let me have the fantasy.
No.
Don't ruin this for me.
In Cole's mind, he looks like John Cena.
This
Dude,
guy's so
or John
cool,
Stamos.
He's a real. He is no Stamos.
Blippi, we're ready for you. Yep, he's on his way. Hi, everyone.
We're gonna get copyright struck just for
Oh
that.
no, dude!
And-
I can already tell what he's into, and it's stuff in his ass.
It's
Oh, yeah.
nasty
It's-
stuff.
He's
been
making
a
these
nasty
these
Blippi.
women do terrible things to him.
And just to paint a picture, in that video, he was wearing like, if you combined the hat, the Kangol hat that every person who is way
yeah.
too into craft beer is into, but also the helicopter hat.
I had a British professor
It's got that.
that looked kind of like that.
That's
He's
awesome.
just like a little stuffed poblano pepper.
Yes.
He's,
I hope he's not Latin. 'Cause then somebody's gonna be mad. You know what? Fuck him. Let him be mad, dude.
Fuck 'em,
Delicious.
dude.
They're
I
delicious.
was pretty delirious yesterday and was just like, just in case, let's write down some stuff to talk about on the podcast whenever it would strike me.
Clayton Grimm.
Oh, Clayton Grimm. Shout out to him.
Damn, we're doxing this guy already.
The Reaper.
I mean, he's out there.
He-
All right, let's
he-
go to him real quick and I'm just trying to articulate what I find to be
Repulsive.
very
So what we're
weird
seeing is a guy
behavior.
wearing a hat backwards in most of his pictures.
Let's
Very
see what
cool.
this is.
Very cool. Oh, I love this song.
Yeah, well, you would.
I mean,
I travel. I'm hot.
mom's over 30. Hashtag mom's over 30.
See,
dude.
he has a standard. I'm back on his side. I'm back, baby.
Yeah, but
Amazing.
look at him, dude.
I mean, this is not good stuff. This guy's a freak.
This is the dude
Yeah, I don't like it.
that would be in theater and would be hitting on your girl every day
Yeah, at least the other guy, he pooped.
on his
He
homeboy
pooped on his homeboy. He paid his dues.
for
he
entertainment
did.
purposes only.
I mean, he gave his body to the game.
He gave his body to the game. This
Not
guy,
as much as his
But
friend.
what? Yeah, what happened to his fucking friend? He really deserves a cut of
He
that.
got E. coli
hepatitis. He got hepatitis and died.
and everything that old Blippi made after that was in his honor.
It's an honor to
Damn, dude, in his honor, dude, he sacrificed himself to the shit gods.
After every episode, he put up a number 2
Yeah.
for the
Hold on.
Shit, dog.
That's a good friend.
Number 2, you.
Damn, dude,
Do you
he
remember when I
died.
called him Bloopy? Remember not that long ago I called him Bloopy?
So much to learn about Bloopy.
I mean, we could make a
a parody character named Bloopy.
I don't think people like that kind of stuff.
They were
Parodying-
halfway.
Parodying kids' content.
'Cause
I think
I-
it makes people feel very uncomfortable. Like,
I-
you ever see like a hot Dora the Explorer
well,
cosplay? And you're like,
I've definitely seen that video, and
whoa.
Have I ever?
I had to watch it for research.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't enjoy it.
Let's count. how many times you come.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. It's one thing if it's if it's Scooby from Scooby-Doo.
or like one dressed up as Misty from Pokemon. Oh,
That's a
let
little
me
better.
touch
Well,
your
that's
Pokeball.
Here's the thing.
because that was
Dora the Explorer is like a 7-year-old or something, That's a little weirder.
Sure.
Even if that lady is
although for pure wordplay, Hora the Explorer
Hora.
is awesome.
Yeah.
But it would be objectively fun to make Miss Rachel parody JOI video.
somebody does, I'm sure.
I don't know who Miss Rachel is.
Miss Rachel's like the biggest, and apparently got a bunch of people mad at her because she weighed in on Gaza or something, and I'd like to see her strip personally.
Yeah, do a Mojo Jojo collaboration.
But she just like she's
Well, here it is.
she's
Here
doing
it
the
is. It's
counting
the innocence.
videos
You
and
want
the
to
colors.
see the crumbling of a woman's innocence.
No, but there's a big like I think subreddit. At least there's rumors. I don't want to disparage anybody in the community of guys who are like, you'd be like a sleep deprived dad who the only way you can calm this relatively young baby down is to
Raging
put
storm.
Miss Rach on for a second so your wife can get some snooze, and then just before you know it, there's all these dads having wet dreams about Miss Rachel and admitting to
dude.
it on the internet.
That reminds me. I saw this clip of like this guy who, I don't know how this happened. He would review used panties,
Oh, nice.
and he was a married man,
That's good stuff.
and he would always film in the bathroom, like quietly at night, and he would just like huff it like duster, and it is the
God.
craziest shit I've ever seen. And he's like, "Oh, it's so nice, it's so pungent," and the words he would use was just like.
Why did you
How do
even
you-
say that?
Yeah,
How
what
do
does
you-
this have to do with this?
It's the same thing. It's
just you
the same,
confessing
it's
more nasty
depravity.
behavior,
It's
dude.
depravity in the
No, but
man.
like,
Nasty
there's
boy.
a difference between the depravity. Like, imagine
But next
you're
thing you know, that's where that guy's going.
sure. But imagine you're
It's the next
you're
logical step.
48 hours of like half an hour of sleep here, half an hour of sleep there. This woman has stepped in and comforted your child, so you can give your wife some relief, so she could take a nap. And it's the wee hours of who knows what the fuck time it is, and then all of a sudden she goes from being like, "Aren't the colors beautiful?" to being like, "You're being such a good dad." And you're like, "What's up? What's up?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Yeah, you've been the best boy. Look at that baby. It's sleeping and happy and healthy, and you're such a good boy. You deserve a treat too." And you're like,
Oh,
"Wait, what's
wow.
happening?" And then you have to.
wow.
Moody knows what I'm talking about, dude. Are you hard over
absolutely.
there?
I was just thinking about that shit sommelier that you were talking about huffing panties, dude. That's crazy.
Dude, it's
Shit's around. That's craft beer.
I
bullshit.
bet though, dude, if I was a lady, dude, that's got to be a market. Socks and underwear, it's got to be a
Oh, I know it for
prime
real.
market.
I was.
Dude, they
there's
have it in
ladies that-
Japan. There's vending machines where you can buy
Yeah.
used panties
Can
in
buy panties in
Japan.
It
Japan.
goes further.
I think it's once.
It goes further.
It does. I promise.
Take us down the rabbit hole.
All right,
man.
Chris, you
Women-
have my attention.
Guys will buy women's farts in mason jars.
Oh, yeah, I
you
know about that.
Yeah,
that's
dude. Bella
easy.
Delphine, I
Yeah,
think,
easy stuff.
coined that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I see it. I mean, I'll see it.
I've
No
seen
pun
it.
intended,
I've seen
but-
it.
It's just interesting because I mean, I'm sure that market is also saturated with guys like you and me. You know, the us guys who just sit here and go, "I think we can make a little money." What do you reckon?
Oh, dude, if we just revealed over a year.
If we started wearing, just throwing on girls'
No,
panties.
if we started farting in jars
Just
and
tell
telling
me. Just
dude,
Andy,
you could make a
Damn,
fucking.
what does that say
killing.
about me? I'm like,
Make
we're
a
putting on
killing,
chick
dude.
underwear.
wearing lady
Yeah, that
socks
is
or
very funny.
whatever. But I'll come across Instagram pages all the time where it's like, this is, especially now with the new AI, whatever this new thing that they've rolled out. It's like, this is an AI person. This is not a real person.
course.
Right? And I'll go to the comments. And, you know, there's a handful of comments being like, yo, this is not a real person. But most of the comments are just like, my beautiful lady. You know?
yeah.
Which
Mamacita. You know.
which could be another
We could
bot
make so
trying
much money.
to reinforce that like you can't tell the difference what AI and normal people.
You click on them, it's regular people's stuff.
If you'll give me a fucking second, or it's Pakistan and Indian guys.
No, it's just old people.
Well, it could be
Yeah.
70-year-old guys who have
just
ventured
old-
over from
it's just
Facebook
old-
like,
it's
oh, I
just
didn't know there was all
old-
these beautiful young ladies on Instagram.
It's just old black guys who are just like, hell yeah.
Me and Brandon are always talking about how my dad is Brandon's favorite follow on the internet
Oh,
because my
nice.
dad will just post AI pictures of hot ladies fishing.
Nice, dude.
And then under it'll just
The
be
Care
like,
Bear.
he'll just be like, nice.
Dude, that is
This is cool.
It's so
one of my favorite things is seeing old men. Like, you know how
It's
like
great.
desperate the Facebook people who you may know how desperate it's gotten, because it's like I only see people with one mutual friend,
right.
and it's these like hot ass girl like fake accounts, and I'm like, all right, who's the
on, guys.
dumbass?
Why'd you guys
It's
say
just like
yes?
one of your dad's friends, and it's just like, no, dude,
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
got tricked.
Uncle Bob, come on, dude. I thought you were smart.
But then you just like gracefully let it happen. You just like, you know what?
Old people are just slow, man.
Damn.
Slurred.
Whoa, dude.
Slurred those
Dude.
olds, dude.
But they are. I was
slurred
at
it.
X Golf yesterday for Father's Day. Went to X Golf.
Hell yeah, Father's Day.
Sweet, dude.
Dude, sexy.
When something goes wrong with an old person, they just stare at it for a long time. You know what I mean? They don't even like really try to figure it out. Like the ball wasn't coming out of the hole, and my dad was just staring at it, and he'd be like, "Well, it's broken." I'm like, "Well, yeah, because you gotta fix it."
You gotta shake it again.
Yeah, he's like, "Where's the hole?" And I'm like, "It's literally in the middle of the screen." He's like, "Oh, that's it." I'm like, "Yes, that's the hole."
That's great.
See, I think that may just be like taking longer to disassociate. I think
It's just like
I
the
think
amount of
older you get,
frustration.
the more you're like,
I really don't.
let me see how long I can stand here before somebody says something or pays attention to me. Pull me back in. Like I'm kind of having a nice time in the limbo, actually.
It's so funny to think that like once you get to a certain age, like instead of like exploding out of frustration, you just immediately fully disassociate
like,
instead. You just immediately goes in on it.
The hum, dude. You just get lost in the hum.
Yeah.
My padre for Father's Day yesterday was telling me about how he went up to see his father for Father's Day, who's old.
My father.
My peepaw.
That's great.
Yep. And he's old. He's 86 years old.
Dude.
And my dad, he was cutting the grass, my peepaw, who's 86 years old.
That's awesome.
And then my dad was like, yo, what are you doing? You can't be cutting the grass. That's crazy. And then people tried to argue with my dad. My dad wouldn't argue with him. So then people, like 15 minutes later, came back into the room after he had taken a shower or whatever and was like, so anyway, I'm like pro-Nazi. And my dad
my
was like,
God.
what are you
What are you
doing?
talking about?
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, is people pro-Nazi? And he was like, no, he just wants to fight. He's just
Yeah.
86 years old and
Yeah.
nobody will fight with him.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. You need to
He-
go up there and fight with your peepaw every once in a while.
Dude, just your Beatball needs to team up with Kanye.
Yeah, yeah.
Going, dude.
Well, no, we don't need them. We don't need a
That
team
could
up.
be the craziest collaboration of all time. Peepaw and
we need people on the podcast.
Beatball,
That'd be
yeah.
sick.
What?
We got to talk them off the ledge on the internet.
People and some Yeezys.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
PJ.
get him some Yeezys. Just your peepaw cutting grass in the most hideous shoe ever made.
Dude,
Try-
get
I
him
really
some
like-
fucking Yeezys.
I
That
really
would
like
be
that new
great.
song you put out.
It's quite catchy.
It's pretty good.
82, your peepaw gets
I love that's been like the general
Finally.
consensus for that Kanye song. Anybody that's everybody who's talked about it on the podcast is like, it is catchy though.
It's
pretty catchy.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
Of all the people
Right.
in my
don't have
general,
Sorry,
You're on one today, boy.
me.
No.
me.
No.
I'm having a good day.
Of all the people in my general life, Peepaw is definitely the most racist. Which I mean,
It's okay, so I shouldn't be interrupting this.
That's just how that goes. Yeah.
absolutely insanity. I'll tell this story, and I mean, look, I don't know what to do. I mean, he'll die. You know, when he does,
Yep.
we'll move on. You know.
Right.
I said it yesterday at Father's Day. My dad was talking about talking to Peepaw, and I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." I've never talked to him. I'm 33. I've never had a conversation with him.
Dang,
I mean, I
dude.
go over there and say, "Hey, it's good to see you, man. How you doing? Good to see you."
Good to see
Love
you.
ya.
Stop hitting your peepaw with like pastor talk.
Yeah.
Like, thanks
Yeah,
for
what the
coming in
fuck
today.
are you
How's your
doing?
family? He's like,
He is
you
gonna die
are
soon.
my family.
This is like you have a gold mine you could
I'm
talk to,
telling
and
you
you just
guys,
refuse to do that.
I'm telling you guys,
This man has stories.
right now, these are not men that are approachable to talk to. This is not an achievable goal.
So you can't like slip him a cigar,
Nope.
or like a nudie mag.
think
This is a man who has been hardline in the Word of God every day for 60 years. He beat the shit out of his kids. He still wakes up at 5 a.m. He wears overalls every day.
Overalls.
And he does not want to talk about anything except for the things that he can make people mad about.
Talk about Revelation with him, dude.
There you go.
Could be funny.
But he told a story one time. It's a crazy thing. I mean, this is a little funny, but
Could
it's
bleed.
also crazy. But like, he was just talking about how one time he was coon hunting, right?
Wow.
Which is a regular thing.
Yeah.
They were hunting raccoons.
Hunting raccoons.
Well, just the way the stutter threw me off.
Well, I just thought about it for a second. Was like, well, given the current context of what I'm about to say, maybe I shouldn't say it that way, but I did.
With a NASCAR toy on the table.
Yeah, and a NASCAR hat on, and the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Could be a heavily edited episode.
I know. But we were sitting at Christmas
Raccoon.
2 years ago, and he's like, yeah, so we were out hunting raccoons, and we were at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was at this gas station, and I ran into another guy who was doing the exact same thing as me, and wouldn't you know it, he was, and then he just says the N-word. He's like, he was a N-word. And then he's like, and then we got to talking, and I was like, man, pretty nice guy for an
Oh, wow, dude. That's great.
And I was like, I mean, I remember I argued about it a little bit. Like, I was like, yeah, you know, black people are cool people. Like, you know, this is a crazy kind of thing. And he's just like, no, they're not.
Wow.
I was just
That's-
like, okay.
All right.
Dude, you should cover his whole house in mouse traps.
Yeah.
I will
walk
say
around,
my grandmother
Get him
would
angry.
let all right, you know the old baseball league,
Sure.
the black one?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say that?
I don't think so.
You're not.
I wouldn't.
I'm not gonna. But
This is already like weird.
This is crazy.
We're just so deep in the deep waters right now. It doesn't even make sense.
We can pull out anytime.
Ocean Gate, dude.
Yeah, dude, we're so
Well, my
deep in
grandmother
the
would
waters,
say
we're gonna get
the
imploded.
NE word instead of the NI.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's pretty commonplace around here. I think most people just move from one to the other, and we're
Right.
like, this is fine.
This is as far as I'm moving ahead. Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
she was like 85.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly,
that's what I'm
pretty
saying.
progressive.
Peepaw's old. He's an old man, and honestly, it runs counter to like his life, and I think he's just old and wants to be horrible. to
Crotchety.
people.
Yeah.
But it's also like
He laughs about it later.
they don't have like any access of like, well, I mean, they choose not to. Well, my grandmother's been dead for a while, but like
You.
There it is.
but it's like, you know, with just the way like the social zeitgeist goes, like there's always improvement and growth, like with knowledge, and you know, that age group is not doing that because they just do what they've done every day for the last 40 years, and it's just like, well, it's time to watch my soap operas. Well, it's time to
Time to go on Facebook and
Time
look at
to
AI ladies fishing.
peel some green beans or
why you
whatever.
gotta
Like,
hit
you
Just
know.
kidding. My dad's not that old. But
You got hit him with back in the day, we used to put the rubber bands like on the sink. You know, you turn on the sink and it has the hose on the side.
yeah.
And you put the rubber band on the hose. So every time they turn the sink on, it just
Right.
sprays their ass.
Yeah.
You gotta hit old people doing that shit.
I
You gotta
remember-
wake them up.
I remember one time my grandmother bought me a video game.
Again?
It was a disc, and she's like, "Why don't you put it in the radio?"
Oh shit!
And it's just like this is not a CD like for a CD player. This is for my PlayStation. She's
Yeah.
like, "What is that?" I'm like, "You remember how we had the Nintendo? Because we had a Nintendo at her house." And
Right.
she's like, "The
she
big
understood
cartridges."
the cartridges.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, that's video games."
Old people are crazy, and I can't wait for the next round of them to pass.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it's gonna
I
be
was
a
going to say that, like,
whole new
subtract
world.
all of the prejudice. There is a part that's enviable where you're just like checked out of all this bullshit.
Don't
Every
care.
day I just look at the internet and I'm like, I'm going to the woods. I'm going to throw this fucking phone in a
Yeah.
lake.
But that's how they lived, bro.
Yeah.
Up
This is
until-
how
That's
how
true.
people became people. You know, it's like you just don't meet anybody your whole life. You just live
Well, that is the problem. It's
in
like,
one place. You don't talk to anybody.
You gotta
You don't
be a
meet
social
anybody.
creature.
You never go to the city. You never go to town. You just farm your shit and raise your cows. And then one time an Asian guy comes by and you're like, what?
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
It's-
and you
it's
lose
a-
your whole thing.
yeah.
That's true.
So
There's
it
a-
makes sense that they're that way,
maybe a balance.
despite that it's like not great.
Well, I mean, I have my mom's mom is also, she's like 83, and we were at my mom and dad's house the other day.
She doesn't
and-
have a cool nickname.
Nanny. So Nanny was up at the house, and she's like, have you seen Papa Jimmy's golf clubs? Papa Jimmy was the one who passed away from COVID. And he was cool. And he was almost a pro golfer.
That's tight.
He grew up in Augusta. But anyway, and I was like, yeah, you gave him to me when he died. And she's like, can I have them back? And I was like, why? She's like, I'm just trying to sell them. And I was like, no. I was like, well, this is great. What do you mean? I was like, first of all, they don't look good. You can't sell them. They're ugly as shit. And I was like, and second of all, nope. That's crazy. They're mine. You gave them to me. You gave them to me when he died. You were like, you're the only one who plays golf. He would have wanted you to have the... And now you just want me to give them back to you so you can sell them on eBay for $40? No. Absolutely not.
I'd give you $40.
I have a hat upstairs. It's from when Bill Elliott won the championship, and it's a Bill Elliott championship hat, and it's signed by Bill Elliott. And there's a picture in my grandmother's house of my grandfather and Bill Elliott and my grandfather in that hat. And every time I go over there, she's like, I wish I could find that hat. And I'm like, why? She's like, it's probably worth something. I'm like, it's fucking in my room, bitch.
And then she calls you a slur.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm like, he's just, what do you mean? Like, you know, like it would make her mad that I have it, so because she can't sell it. You know what I mean?
It is funny to be like, I need something to do. She's not gonna do eBay. She's gonna.
She does eBay. That's what she does.
No way.
That's crazy.
My nanny is on the computer.
That's
rules.
82 years old.
Dude, do you think she pulls up the hub?
I'll tell you, I know what she's reading on, and she don't need the hub.
Oh yeah, she's a nasty
She
novel
got the
grandma.
nasty novels. Yeah.
Ooh.
On my whole life,
The
dude,
NNs.
I'd go up there, and she'd just be. I mean, the book, it just looked insane on the front of the book. I'm like, yo, lady, this
Fabio
is
on
I'm
the
11
front.
years old.
I don't have to even know what the book's about.
Did you ever thumb through it as a boy?
Well, no, because I was curious, but there's no pictures, so it was like, this is pointless.
No, I couldn't read.
But
much.
I don't read much.
There was a whole lot of like, that's a weird time in my life, because in that period of time, I was doing a lot of stealing.
Nice.
So I was breaking into their house, my grandparents' house. I would break into their house because Papa Jimmy had a whole room full of collectibles. He had a whole room full of toys,
Allegedly.
Pokemon cards, baseball cards, football cards, NASCAR stuff, hats, T-shirts, anything you wanted, right?
Sure.
He had a whole fucking room of it. And so when they would go out of town, I would break in and I would sneak into their house and I would go through that room and I would steal stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
And one time I forgot to take my shoes off.
Oh,
and,
that was
I
it.
drug a bunch of mud into the house. I got in a bunch of trouble.
For dragging mud or stealing?
Both.
Both.
Did they identify you as the footprint?
They sort of put two and two together with was like, oh, watch where the footprints go. And then there's a brand new, what should have been a brand new pack of baseball cards, like a brand new box of baseball cards that has just been very lightly, ripped at the seam. And a couple packs have been taken off the top. And then that one has been put in a different position.
Oh, man.
And so I got in a lot of trouble for that, I don't really remember what exactly my point was other than don't steal.
Don't steal from your kinfolk,
Well,
especially.
Especially don't steal from your grandparents. That's crazy.
Well, and
They may say wild shit, but don't steal. Two wrongs don't make a right.
That's right. It came back tenfold on me because my grandmother just sold all that stuff and I didn't get to see any of it. So.
Yeah.
I got what I got of it. I had to give it all back. Everything I took.
Oh, okay.
It was my grandparents. It wasn't like. They weren't. I didn't hit them for thousands of dollars or something. I hit them for a couple packs of baseball cards over the span of a summer.
Just one Charizard that I found. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So praise God.
You should tell her that she can sell them, but she's got to come pick them up from your house and then super glue the clubs to the bag and then the bag to the ground.
Dude, I think
They make a video of her trying to get it in the car.
I think I may have had an epiphany. All this grandparent talk jarred some loose memories.
GP.
And I think my grandpa tricked me. This sounds worse.
Almost assuredly.
Because I grew up thinking I went to Goldberg's house. Like the wrestler?
You may
really?
have. It was in Dawsonville.
Was it really?
Not the Mighty Duck guy.
Okay.
Not Shawn
No,
Weiss.
then that really happened. I went to
Shout out to
Goldberg's house. For a moment, I was like, I wonder if they just took me to some buff, bald guy's house and was like, hey, this is Goldberg. And I'm like, I believe it.
I can tell you exactly where he lives.
Okay, so, shit. So I really did meet Goldberg.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I mean, if they went to Goldberg's house when he lived in Dawsonville in the 90s, yeah.
There's other bald buff guys in Dawsonville, I'm sure.
No, but Goldberg lived, I know where his house is.
Oh, my God.
We'll
Okay.
have to point it out next time.
I can find it. I'll find it on a map.
he's
We
the guy who
got
did the Bulldog,
10 minutes
didn't he?
left to this podcast. You guys carry it, and I'll find
I'll
Goldberg's
find
house.
Goldberg's house and we'll dox him on
Okay,
our
because
podcast.
I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, I don't want to say that I went to Goldberg's house and you guys were like,
did, for
he
sure.
never lived in Dawsonville, and then be like, oh, then I got
Just
tricked.
keep that.
So I just assumed that I got tricked immediately.
Was your grandpa a big prankster?
No, he was the nicest man in the world. But he would also
This
do anything.
one time.
But he would also. I remember the first time I heard him say shit. It was hilarious. He bought me a scratch off when I was in 3rd grade, and I
That's
won
tight.
$100. And I was like, "Hey, Papa, I think I won." He's like, "Oh, what'd you get?" And I was like, "Hold on. What's 10 times 10?" He's like, "Shit, that's $100."
Nice. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. He's like, and obviously I'll recoup my 10%.
No, they put it in a fireproof safe, so when I could have it when I got older.
That's awesome.
Like it was gonna accrue interest.
Right,
in
right.
there.
Adjusted for inflation, it's like $10.
Yeah, dude. I still have it was this little NASCAR wallet. I still have the wallet.
Oh, that's it.
The $100 is long gone.
Zach Howard just looking at a surely haunted image of
Dude, this
Dawsonville
looks
Forest.
frightening.
Dawson Forest. What's it called?
Goldberg's
Still on
house.
Sham.
Shamrock. I want to be on this road.
But anyways, Chris.
Yeah. If you,
Okay, never mind.
If you were to go, all right, I'll just tell you guys the general area. If you were to go up to downtown proper Dawsonville, like if you were to go up to where like
The pool room.
the pool room is and all that good stuff, and if you were to go north through Dawsonville, and then that connects to like 129 or whatever that is, and you hang a left on that.
Towards Big Canoe.
Yeah, there's like somebody built a nice big house, and he's got like a bunch of old school trucks sitting out front of his house, and it's kind of like right at this not an intersection because there's no intersections up that way, but it's kind of like a 4-way. And if you were to hang it right on that road where that guy lives, and you were to go down about a mile, there is a huge house on the left that is like tucked in the woods that you could kind of see through the woods, and that is where Goldberg lives.
No, I like went inside.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh my god! I just
Very possible that you for real went to Goldberg's house.
Did you get bulldogged?
no. The
Bulldogs,
thing
yeah.
that's so crazy about it is like it
Speared him.
never got brought up again. Like it was never like you want to go back or like a.
We talked about it all the time. We used to go by it. It was like a huge. I mean, because my grandparents live up there. That's where
Yeah.
Peepaw
Yeah.
and Meemaw. That's where Peepaw and Meemaw live.
Oh, wait, what church do they go? Maybe never.
They
never
go
mind.
to. Well, I don't want to out them, but I do
Yeah,
know
well,
what church they go to.
that's after. Because I was like, I wonder if my grandparents went to
Maybe,
church with your
maybe,
with
that's
your
pretty-
grandparents.
You think they used to swap?
They could have been swap wives, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, no one's gonna swap.
You think so?
read enough
I
nasty
can't
novels,
say
you might
anything.
swap.
That's
dude.
Nanny though. That's not
Oh
Meemaw.
yeah, my bad.
Meemaw's
Sorry
a
to
sweet old
disparage.
lady.
It's just for fun.
But yeah, so anyway, when those people die, I think the earth will start to be a better
Start to heal.
What is that? Dude, they're probably not even like really fucking up the earth.
They're
that
not
bad.
affecting that
They're,
much
they're
stuff.
not doing shit.
Yeah, but I think when people talk about it's like that, those old people and dumb people, you know, when people are like, I can't even go home and talk to my family on Christmas, you know, it's like
What?
it's your 70-year-old grandfather
Oh, sure,
who's
yeah.
being like, I fucking hate Mexicans.
And you're like, why? And he's like, one time in 1984. You're like, oh, okay.
I don't. I
Let it
I don't
go,
know.
big dog.
I just didn't grow up around that kind of crazy shit. I mean,
They most certainly did. That you
they
just
would
probably
s-
didn't see it by the
I mean,
time you
maybe,
were.
perhaps
They
they
were
just
sneaky.
would use words sometimes that were like kind of wild,
Yeah.
but like it was never like malicious.
Sure.
It was just their vernacular for things.
See, I feel like the reason I remember it is because my mom and dad were quick to point it out and be like, I mean, they would say, you know, you can't say that. Don't say that in front of the kids. What are you doing?
Right,
Don't
right,
say
right,
that. Right. And then like pull me and my brother aside and be like, hey, I know that Nanny said
Yes.
this
same.
or whatever, but like we don't say stuff like that. Like that's not that's not a way to treat people or whatever.
Right.
So I feel like I had a lot of those like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, we don't do that, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, my mom got up my grandma's ass a few times.
Yeah, my mom and dad are always yelling at him.
And I would always like go for at least a week or so and hang out with her in Piedmont, Alabama, for this during the summer. And my grandma mostly was fun and cool. R.I.P. you. And you know, she would be just blaring Elvis tapes or
Yeah.
like I remember she was really into that. what's that song? That's like one of those like lady divas of country of the 90s.
That's so cool.
All of them, really.
That's so cool.
But she worked at a library for a while, so I'd just go and hang out at the library, and that was my first unfettered access to computers, even though they had hella safeguards on them. Thank God, I didn't need to be getting into nasty stuff at like 9 years old or whatever at the Piedmont Library. But then I'm just, so we'd have a great day. We'd have several great days in a row. We'd have fun. Hey, I'm going in the woods, playing in the woods. Then I'd just come back in. She'd get in the shower, so I'd be like, all right, I'm enough Westerns for a little while, and I'd throw up all that. Watch a little all that, try to unwind from my busy schedule. And then she
loved all that.
All that was great. She comes out of the show, and old Keenan and Kel are on, and she goes, "Oh, what is this? One of those boob shows?" And I went, what the hell?
You teed it up for her.
And then I told my mom about it, and when she picked me up, she was like, "What the fuck?" And got up her ass a little bit. And I was like, I didn't mean to tattletale. I just thought it was crazy.
Wait, so you knew at that age that was bad?
Yeah, because when she said it, I went, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
or whatever the 9-year-old version of "whoa" is. Yeah.
I feel like it was. I mean, I
knew it was bad. The way she said it was crazy.
I could have phrased that question way better because that makes me sound like I didn't know it was bad at 9
It's
either.
all just like, dude, my family never said stuff like that. Like, nah, you just thought it was cool. You
just thought it was regular. Yeah,
I did grow up listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony, so
all right.
I'm pretty thankful.
Cred.
I think that I think about this a lot, and I'm maybe going through like a bit of a midlife, a quarter life, crisis or whatever.
How long do you think stuff lasts?
what are you talking
Third life.
Half-life.
Quarter life.
I'm gonna be 96. You're gonna be 122.
Yeah.
Dude, that's quick math from
120.
TJ.
I mean, it's 2025. You don't think
128,
we push
what
it?
it would be.
You think we push it to the limit?
Quantum
Push it
computers,
to the limit.
nanobots,
I mean,
iPhone 17.
well, I mean, of course, of this physical life before we implant all of our consciousness into an AI robot.
They got fucking
Transhumanist bullshit.
Push it to the
Would you
limit.
do that?
I'm living forever.
Zach
Would you-
gets into in his 70s.
Would you
He's like,
extend your life for another 70, 80, 100 years? Would you?
No, probably not.
Dude, I'm having a hard
I'd like
enough
to say
time
no.
now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see how I feel when I'm 70. I mean, I have a rash on my under my arm, and I thought I had cancer this morning. So.
Is it your deodorant?
We'll see. Yeah, it's
Probably
just my
deodorant. Too
Dude,
much
I can't
aluminium.
use certain deodorants, man. It makes my underarms peel.
I'm just waiting for the next iteration of flex tape. See
Yeah,
what they got going on.
That
over
might
there.
That's
take
pretty
it to the
Dude,
next
well,
level.
all right, what would you
Science-
call it?
science is
What's
gonna
the
go up
next
here,
level of
dude.
flex tape called?
Well, careful, Chris. Chris has just got notifications turned on for whatever the Flex Labs are coming up with next.
They're just gonna coat our bodies. That's what aliens are covered in.
What's
dude.
that guy's
Aliens are covered.
name?
Just flex
Dude,
seal.
if like Palantir and like OpenAI and all these people are and the Chinese
Yeah, that's
are
just-
competing to see who gets it first, and the dark horses, the people that make FlexSeal, are just real quiet,
That
working
guy?
working
Oh,
on
yeah.
stuff.
Kills
Robots
cancer,
that
dude.
are undestroyable that you can
Everything
FlexSeal
bounces off,
T3
dude.
robot.
indestructible
Oh
is
my God.
the actual word to use.
Everybody
but
looks like some weird ass version of Gumby.
you look like the blue lady from X-Men. But everyone who doesn't have the technology incorporated in their body is riding you around the lake like a boat.
Fucking so
like a screen
waterproof.
door boat.
Okay, man, can you hold my phone?
Dude, technology is so. I have.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish this fucking thought.
Oh, sorry.
I'm still FlexSeal riffing. What
Oh,
are we
sorry.
doing?
I was just
I
trying
was
to
just
finish
talking about technology.
the thing I started saying about having this quarter life crisis.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
But before we started talking about transhumanism, you snoozing on me?
No, that wasn't me. I think that
That was me.
Cole. Come on.
Snoozing on me?
That's not a me move, dude.
You snoozing?
I will
Dude,
not
I do-
snore on you unless
Yo, I'll flex tape your asshole shut, dude. You be shitting out your mouth for the rest of your life, dude.
Damn, code switching already.
I'll never forget watching the Howard Stern show at Nanny's house, because that's shit I got to do when I was
That's
at Nanny's
awesome.
house, and there was a lady on who didn't poop for like 2 months, and she pooped out her mouth. That happens apparently.
No, it doesn't.
Apparently, you
That's
can poop out
not
your mouth.
true. You fucking just die.
To be a
from, like,
sentient
you
piece of
poop out
shit
your mouth.
who's like, I have to make the journey northbound. this hole is. We're at an
Dude,
inlet.
this is a South Park episode. What you're talking about? This
Start
is not
pooping out
real.
your
Well, they started eating out of with their butt.
Yeah,
south mouth
and
eating.
then they poop out their
No, they
mouth.
poop
But
out their
yeah,
mouth.
I think that was
Which obviously is hard science.
Say less.
I'll do the. God, let me finish this thing
Yeah,
I'm trying
go.
to say. Quarter life crisis. We'll live forever. Is that it's all too far gone now. I should have even brought it back. But it's just I realized here recently that my dad did not want me to be Southern. He was not interested in this. He did not want me to be a redneck.
Oh, sure.
And so he was very concerned growing up around all these other redneck people that I was going to become a redneck, you know. So he was like, you got to wear a polo shirt if you're going to watch NASCAR, you know. You got to be a regular guy.
Oh, nice.
Balancing
Yeah.
forces,
You know,
dude.
you gotta be regular, you know. So I
That's
guess that was
awesome.
just my point. I realized that
So
he wanted me to love all these redneck things, but it was very important to him that I wore slacks.
to like
Loafers.
to push the fan base forward.
yeah.
And he got you
well,
like,
it's an interesting moral of the story that if you try to do something so hard that it actually will be the
You get the
opposite. You
reverse,
just
yeah. Golly.
I'm going to make sure my son's not a redneck by homeschooling him and keeping around all the time.
I became a redneck late too.
That's true.
I was like pretty regular until
Late bloomer.
I was like in my late 20s, and then I was like,
it was
you
always
know
in
what? I went to Nashville in my late.
Excuse me?
I went to Nashville.
All right,
I went to Nashville.
cool.
You got
I said it again. I went to Nashville.
You got converted in
Nashville is what you said.
And
That's crazy.
I didn't say it. Hit the tape. Look at the tape. I didn't
You're
say
gonna look at the
Nashville. I said I said
I said on
Nashville.
Nashville. Fucking
Yeah, I might have
Foghorn
hit a hard H at the end.
Leghorn.
A Nashville.
Nashville.
And I saw all those retarded people, and I was like, these people can do it. I can fucking wear cowboy boots back home, dude. I grew up.
true.
I grew up around here.
To be emo for so long
I
and
know.
then be like, nah, I'm hick now.
Well, I'm just by my hick.
Emo is just fighting being redneck, though.
It
It's
is.
your whole life. It's just always in you, and you're just trying to fight it, and then all of a sudden it
Yeah.
comes out.
That's right.
You're
All the-
either a kid in Florida whose uncle does meth, and you're like, how do I steer clear of this? And it's
Yeah.
like, hang out with sad people all the time.
I think it's what all the guys and gals who are still emo down here need to do. It's to return back to your roots.
That's
just,
right.
Just give it up. It's just stop.
You file
Get
your
back to
first
it.
tax return, dude. You're over the emo thing, dude. You start
Yeah.
paying taxes, it goes right to redneck.
Guess I'm emo. Yeah, dude. Or you could not do any of that, and you could cover yourself in FlexSeal. and yeah, you will never die, but you will never feel joy again. Because FlexSeal cannot even be penetrated by joy.
Especially can't be penetrated by
Yeah.
joy.
And you will have to be just filling your FlexSeal's
You look like-
exoskeleton with shit.
With poo-poo and
You look like a
pee-pee.
gimp. You just look like a human gimp
It's a
robot
permanent
thing.
gimp suit,
Yeah.
FlexSeal gimp suit. Like
Hell
from
yeah.
fucking Pulp
You
Fiction.
look like the gimp Michelin man.
You're just pickling your body in piss. Your skin.
You look
No, you
like
don't pee
crazy.
anymore, dude. When you're the gimp Michelin man, dude, you don't pee anymore.
you just look like a gay Venom from Spider-Man.
So you tell me if you stop peeing, pee is going to come out of your mouth?
We can look it up here. Let's ask
No,
Google
pee,
AI
I
real
think
quick.
actually comes out of your nipples.
That's the most hardcore Dutch
If
oven
you
you've
hold in
ever
your
heard of.
poop for long enough, does it come out of your mouth?
Oh, FlexSeal a fart into your pillow.
This is really what happens. This is not
No.
true. This is not true. You die of like some sort of toxicity?
Yeah.
No.
Toxic
hold
shock,
on.
and
But it is possible to vomit fecal matter
Ooh.
that's yummy.
because of a blockage.
Stop making me hungry,
So
dude.
the answer
We don't
to
have
the
that
question,
long.
even though AI said no, the answer is yes.
Anything's possible through Christ.
Right, dude.
Right.
I was already bowing my head for you to say
Hey, I want to just do a quick rec, dude. A couple quick
Ooh,
recs.
I got a rec.
Dale Jr.'s podcast.
No.
No.
Yeah,
There's
the
no
Dale
way
Jr.
it's
download,
good.
guys. You guys check it out.
You are
dude.
lost in dumb sauce. There's no way it's
Check out the
fun.
Dale Jr. download.
That's what it's called.
Yes. First of all, fuck you.
All right.
Second of all, it is fun.
You had some negative things to say about old Dale Jr. last week.
I did have some negative
come
things to say
around.
about him. I still have some negative things to say
Like
about
a
him.
driver, like a NASCAR driver. He came around. Nice.
Came right around.
I'll tell you what,
Turn
you fire
three.
up.
He circled back.
You fire up Ricky Rudd. I was telling TJ before this, we may become the preemptive Ricky Rudd podcast.
Number one official,
The number one official, unofficial Ricky Rudd podcast.
We'll have to find out who that
Ruddcast.
is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either.
He was number.
He was number 1. Sorry.
28.
28 for a long time.
I think. But I'm not 100% sure.
I think NASCAR.
He drove the Tide car
That's
for a
right.
while.
Oh, that's right.
I've seen the Tide car.
Tide car's fun.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Is there
you can
something cool?
Yeah, there's tons of cool fucking shit.
So much cool shit.
Let me tell you this story. This is a great fucking story, you dumbass.
All right.
Daryl Waltrip, this hat I have on right now, when they were running in the 70s, they used to do this thing where they would hollow out the roll cage of the car and they would fill it up with lead BBs.
Nice.
So that when they weighed the car would be heavy. And then when you were out on the track, they had this little thing. You could turn this little thing and it would let all these lead BBs out on
that's
the
sick.
track, right? And you would lose all this weight. And so one morning in the late 70s, Daryl and France, or one of the guys who was like the owner of NASCAR, one of these top guys in NASCAR, he would get out in the morning and he would walk the tracks before the race on Sunday. And one morning, Daryl joined him. And they were walking and talking, and the owner guy is like, Daryl, I love getting out here on the track. I love the track, but he's like, there's just something I'm having a hard time figuring out. And he's like, what's that? And he leans over, and he's like, where the hell did all these tiny little BBs come from? And Daryl goes, I have no idea, man.
That's wild. I love that.
Stuff like that. That's cool stuff, dude.
I thought you had a Ricky Rudd specific story. You were all fired up on Rudd.
No, Ricky Rudd in particular. Ricky Rudd just refused. He hated Dale Earnhardt Sr. until like right before he died, and it just refused to yield on being like, he was an asshole.
Nice.
He sounds like somebody who only eats potatoes.
Yeah. He's got
Ricky Spud.
Ricky the Spud
There
Rudd,
he is.
dude.
he's more of a sweet potato guy.
Oh, a sweet potato.
That's the
Ricky
kind
the
of stuff
sweet
you're gonna find
potatoes.
out on the unofficial Ricky Rudd podcast.
It would be funny to make up like zero consequence false rumors where like that guy was pretty hip to sweet potatoes before it got popular.
Yeah, he was on Yucca. He was an early adopter to Yucca
Early
fries.
white adopter.
I'll tell you, Ricky Rudd in the 70s was pushing Yucca hard.
but quiet.
Ricky the Yam Man Stud.
That's right.
Bud
You know Rusty
Rudd.
Wallace, right?
Yeah.
Right? You guys are familiar with Rusty Wallace?
I know the name.
Colonel Ruster.
Yep. They had him on the podcast, and Dale's Jr.'s like, Ricky, what you been up to the past, since you retired? He's like,
35 years.
He's like, used cars. I've just been into used cars. I tell you what, I got out of NASCAR. I got right into the car business, and I've just been doing cars.
And they were
Is he
like,
on cocaine?
yeah, we should have been able to tell by the cocaine voice.
Very funny.
It's probably you don't even have to do cocaine after being a used car salesman for long enough.
Yeah.
You just do commercial voice all the
You
time.
just become that.
You
yeah.
become cocaine.
He opens. He's like, I love this studio. This is a great studio. I love this. It's beautiful.
Nice.
He might be on cocaine.
Cover him up, dude.
Hell yeah, I got Rex.
So yeah, you guys check out the Dale Jr.
Check that
download.
out. No, don't check that.
Check it out. I mean, I think it's cool.
Do whatever you want. Shout out, wrote this down to Kristen Shaw's voice. Why is that so hot?
Okay.
Jim Norton's new special. Watch that.
Shout out.
It was awesome. So funny. And then I got surprised on Instagram. Again, they threw something cool at me that I was like, oh, yeah, this actually rules. There's this band called Loaded Honey that just put out. I mean, I think it's a lady who goes by Loaded Honey, which is a strange name, but just put out a record called like Love Makes Trees
Check
or
it
something.
out.
And it's neo soul with some cinematic stuff. It's fun, man.
Check
it's good
it
stuff.
out, dude.
And she's a regular looking lady. She's not even like thought hot or nothing.
Wow.
I like that.
Oh, one
You
more,
love regular hot.
one more quick rec.
Regular
Just,
hot's cool.
regular NASCAR. I watched regular NASCAR this week. Not as bad as I remembered it.
Father's Day.
Any other recs? Anybody?
Hot and spicy Cheez-Its.
Ah, hot and spicy Cheez-Its. That's a cool rec.
They could be poison, but they are delicious.
Yeah.
Cool rec.
Yeah, I got one. You guys should, if you haven't heard of them, Sigur Rós. Go back and revisit that.
Interesting.
It's good stuff.
I went and revisited the 2007 album, I believe. Talk.
sounds right.
Ellipses TAKK.
Yeah, there's a really cool. I'll show it to you.
And I think the song that I like is Sigla Plö. I don't know.
Nice.
It's Icelandic. Not really sure how the
course.
pronunciation is.
Oh yeah.
I got a rec.
SI.
I recommend that somebody pay for us to
SIG.
go to Iceland. I want to go real bad.
Talk
Dude,
to
that would
Mark
be tight.
Cuban about
And
that.
look, you have not because you ask not. Unashamed. If you want to send us to Iceland, we'll do some nasty stuff for you or whatever.
I'll talk to Kevin O'Leary.
Have you seen this?
Nice.
We'll watch this when we're done. Hey, thanks for joining us on
Thanks, guys.
on
Sorry for all the crazy talk.
on the Rudd Spud, the
I'm not-
unofficial Ricky Rudd podcast, NASCAR's unofficial Ricky Rudd podcast.
And we are-
And sorry for all that nasty talk in the beginning about
Yeah.
kids and stuff.
And
We don't like
nasty.
that.
We don't tolerate
I
that
said it.
stuff.
The
We'll dox
Asian
you.
accent stuff, I mean, it's pretty hard to take a stand now, 46 episodes in, to say that we're against it. We've been pretty for it,
We just
but we
realized.
shouldn't do it.
I'm going to probably keep doing it.
Well, very good.
Good night, Internet. We'll see you next week. FlexSeal your asshole shut or whatever.